You want me to get in?
Yeah.
What kind of car is this?
It's dirt car.
Is it a race car?
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. You guys know the drill. Basically, it's a beautiful sunny day. I'm sitting outside of the Women's Health Center right now. I just had an appointment. It wasn't much. I have another one tomorrow to check my blood pressure and my swelling, because I'm swelling really bad. Anyway, I've never done a car vlog before because I never had a little mount for my car, and I'm so excited because we finally got one. I hope you guys can hear the AC. It's like hot outside today. I don't know if I'm just really pregnant or if it's hot outside. It's 54 degrees out, but the sun's out and it's hitting me, so it's hot. Anyway, I got a car mount and a new car. So I just decided I would do one for you guys. I've had a lot of people asking me about what happened. I'm currently, tomorrow I'll be 38 weeks pregnant with my third, if you don't know, which I'm sure all of you know. By the way, we're just gonna go get some Dutch Bros and some hair dye because I'm having a midlife crisis and I need to dye my hair and cut it and do my eyebrows and 50 million other things. But anyway, excuse my face right now, honestly. I don't really have anything on my eyelashes. I'm trying to just let them chill out, but it's grossing me out. So yeah, I'm 38 weeks pregnant, and when I was 33 weeks pregnant, I was at school. I go to beauty school. I'm going to be an esthetician. Look at the sun. It's so pretty. I love spring. Look at my hair. It's so trash. But I'm so bad at telling stories. I'm really sorry about it. I'm probably the worst at telling stories, especially when I'm driving. I'm the worst multitasker of the world. What are you doing, lady? Okay, anyway, there's the hospital. Please go into labor. So I was at school when I was 33 weeks, and I was in BAT class, which is where you're learning all the stuff that you have to do, like waxing and makeup, I think the class was. And so I was doing that, and my teacher was really badass. So I was just telling her that I was dying in pain. I was cramping really bad. I was having super bad period cramps. They were really deep and just on my right side pretty heavily. And so she heard me talking about it to one of my friends, and then I was telling her that it was killing me, and she was all worried about me, because everybody's worried about me anyway, because I literally am huge and probably don't take care of myself as good as I should. I take care of myself, but usually when something's hurting or something's wrong with my body, I'm just always oh, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's all good, I'm gonna be fine. I just ignore it, kind of. They're on my nails. I'm getting them done tonight. So anyway, yeah, I just kind of ignore it, and so everyone's always kind of worried about me. And so I'm no, I'm fine, just don't worry about it. And she was well, you just call for me. And so at that point, I was only having my appointments every I think 2 weeks or 2 weeks still. And so I hadn't seen my doctor in a minute, and I called because she was stressed out for me, and they were well, why don't you just come in, let's just see what's going on with your cramping, because they didn't want it to be anything serious. There was no bleeding that I saw. It just didn't seem like it was a big deal to me, because I've been pregnant 2 other times, and I just feel it's just something that happens. Your body just does different things. Sorry, I get out of breath talking. I came back in from talking on the phone to the doctor, because I stepped outside the classroom, and my teacher was Caitlin's taking you, my friend Caitlin, that I go to school with, she's taking you, and you basically have no choice. And so I was okay, well, I'm just gonna go in then, everything everything's gonna be fine, it's fine. So I head to Grants Pass, which is like 45 minutes away from the school, and I got a ride there that day from a friend, so it worked out because then I just like got a ride back. But my awesome friend took me, and I was sitting in triage at the Women's Health Center, which isn't the hospital, it's like where I go for my doctor's appointments, my OB appointments. And obviously every single appointment they make you pee in a cup because that's just what you do in life, and especially while you're pregnant. I really need to dye my hair so bad. It's just like horrendous. And literally, you guys, it just looks like I'm wearing pajamas every day because I just don't fit in anything anymore. Like, it's just annoying. I just like wear my boyfriend's shirts and like leggings every single day, and honestly leggings are cutting off my circulation too, so it's just like a bitch right now. But anyway, I'm so bad off topic. What am I even saying? And I'm not playing music yet because I play music off of my phone, and I'm ordering my camera this week, so I'll be able to like do drive with me's and playlists and stuff, so I'm excited about that. But okay, sorry, back to my story. You pee in a cup, and then I was just like chilling. They like hook you up to these monitors. If you know, you know. You don't gotta know, but if you do, you do. And it's just to measure like the contractions, not like measure, but like basically measure them. They like come out on a sheet, and it shows like how hard your contractions are and if you're having them and how frequent they are. The other one is, I think, the baby's movement, and so every time that you feel the baby move, you like click this button, and then it like beeps and like tells them that you felt the baby move. Well, I was like just sitting there chilling on these things, and after I was just like hooked up on the contraction, she came in, and there was blood in my urine and white blood cells, I guess, and I think that's what they're called. Sorry guys, I literally had to stop and just check if the video was really shaky, which it's too shaky for my liking, but it's fine. It's also kind of loud in here, so I super apologize for that. I also am not, like, my foundation is not matching my skin right now. I want to go tanning so bad, but I can't because I'm pregnant, obviously. I can self-tan, I guess, but it just never works out on my face the way I want it to. So yeah, so she came back and told me that about my urine and stuff, and then she was like, I'm gonna do a preterm labor test and make sure you're not in labor. I was contracting, but not really hard, and so she did that, and obviously I was bleeding a ton. She also did a test, a swab for to check if my water was leaking, like I had a slow leak, and so she did that, and that came back negative. And then she did the preterm labor test, which is also like a swab. It's really kind of weird, and that one came back inconclusive because I was bleeding. And so she was like tripping about that. She was like, okay, I really would like you to spend the night at the hospital for 24 hours because I want to monitor your bleeding, which after she took the test and found out I was bleeding, then I noticed that I was bleeding a lot. So I went home and I told Josh that I had to go to the hospital, which was like super weird because anytime anything ever happens to me, I'm always like, oh no, like it's fine. They're always like, just go home and like chill out, rest, you know. So like hearing that I had to go to the hospital was kind of freaky. We packed our bags. I packed my bag. Josh forgot his pajamas and everything because he was just too worried about me. We went back to the hospital. She put me on monitors just like first thing. That way she could just like monitor me for a second, and then she was going to take me off monitors, and I was just going to literally chill in the room, like take a bath, just like hang out. And their baths are like dope in there, and their food's good. So I'm like, I'll take, like, that's fine. Like I'll take baths in the jacuzzi tub and eat this hospital food. She was monitoring me for about probably, this car's biting my ass. Like, excuse me, is there like something you need? Or it's like 20 through here, like chill out, like we have to stop in 5 seconds. But anyway, yeah, so she monitored me for like about 20 minutes, and she came back and she's like, well, something's happening that wasn't happening in the triage room that's happening now, and it's that you are, every time I was having a contraction, the baby's heart rate would drop. And so she was like really worried about that, and so she's like, now you're gonna have to sleep on monitors all night long because I'm worried about you. And so that's when I was kind of like freaked out a little bit because I don't know, nothing like that's really ever happened to me before, so I was like really stressed out. And they just told me that they were gonna watch me for a little while longer and watch my contractions and see if the heart rate was gonna keep like dropping. They came back in like another 20 minutes later after watching me, and they were like, okay, well, you're having really bad contractions, so we're gonna try to put you on an IV and like hydrate me so that way my contractions would stop because they were like really, really bad. I don't know what I want. Look at my cute wallet. But yeah, so she put me on an IV and they were like pumping a bunch of fluid into me and they had to come get my blood. Okay, first of all, actually, before I go there, when they were putting me on an IV, I have this lady and she was really sweet and she was like kind of older and she was like trying to put my IV in and she literally was like digging into my vein and I was like trying to keep it cool because I just like could not handle it. And usually I'm not bad with that stuff, like I kind of feel like I have to pass out, but I'm not like bad about it. I was like trying to be patient with her and she was just like digging in my vein in my hand and I'm like, holy shit. So I thought she got it and then she's like took it out and was like, okay, I'm gonna try the other hand now. And I'm like, excuse me, what do you mean, like you didn't get it? And she's like, no, like I couldn't get it. And so I let her try the other hand, dug in my other hand for like 10 minutes. I'm like bawling my eyes out. Josh is holding me. I'm getting fucking pissed. Like I already got my blood drawn. He was fine, he did fine. And then yeah, this girl's just like digging in my veins. So anyway, moral of the story is they had to send someone else in to do it because I'm like, absolutely not, like you need to stop. This is like just ridiculous. I literally have scars now from her doing that and like my IVs from that night. And I already hate IVs so much. Like who likes IVs? Nobody. And then I was starting to contract every 2 to 3 minutes. And so they were like tripping out. I was only 33 weeks in the hospital that's in this little town. Doesn't do like the NICU. They have like a little nursery thing, but they don't have a NICU. And so if we were gonna go into labor, we would have to go to the next town over, which is where my school is too. It's like 45 minutes. And so she was like starting to get stressed out and I was starting to get stressed out because she, as in the doctor, I was starting to get stressed out. Josh isn't very good in like stressful situations. Like he tries to be, but he's really emotional. So, which I love about him, but I was trying to keep it cool so he would keep it cool so my body wouldn't get stressed out. And he was like crying and upset and I was like scared that I was gonna have to get a C-section, but she said that if I was going into like labor I wouldn't have to get a C-section because my body was just like doing it by itself. She's like, that's not in the plans, you know, whatever. And so I was like tripping out like really bad, like started crying and stuff because I'm like, dude, this is like scary. Like I'm only 33 weeks and but I was measuring 3 weeks ahead. So she was like, don't like stress out too much about it. Hi. How are you? Good, how are you? Will you just make me a surprise rebel, please? No cherry. That's the only thing. Yeah. We'll do ice, please. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Make sure you like that before you take it off. Good?
Yeah, it's good. Thank you. Do you guys have change for 100 or no?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not just gonna leave you hanging. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Anyway, she was like, I'm gonna give you, we're gonna try these pills basically to stop your contractions. My window. And it's like a set of 3. So she gave me one and then they were gonna monitor and give me one every 20 minutes, like as needed. But she was like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stop your contractions after the first pill we give you. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So she gives me the first pill, I wait 20 minutes. First of all, I ordered dinner, which is like the bombest dinner there. And I hadn't eaten anything. Like I hadn't eaten in like hours and hours since I'd been at school, so noon. And it was like late at night, probably like 7. Maybe not that late, but it was pretty late. And I ordered my dinner and she comes in and she's like, I'm sorry, but we have to take this away from you. And I'm like, what? Like literally she set it down, like legitimately. And then the girl came back in and was like, I have to take this from you, like doctor's orders. And I was fucking livid. I'm like, excuse me, whatever. So anyway, I tried to throw that in there because it pissed me off so bad. Anyway, and so Josh got to eat it. I was like, I just like let him because it was just like, what, I didn't want to waste it, but I was so pissed off about it. Anyway, yeah, so the first pill obviously didn't work. I was still contracting. I was even contracting harder. I started feeling like I have really bad Braxton Hicks. The more kids you have, the more Braxton Hicks you get, and like more frequently and everything. And so I usually have really bad contractions anyway, like just tightening, but I don't usually feel like really bad like actual contraction pain. but I actually started feeling like I was going into labor, like I was having contractions. And so I'm like, oh my God, I was like freaking out. My nurse was like, which by the way was a completely different nurse because I was pissed off about that other lady in the IV. She came in and was like, okay, well, if you're starting to feel pain, I want to give you another shot. First of all, they gave me a shot in my butt, steroids, for the baby's lungs, because if the baby was coming, they want the lungs to be as developed as possible. I'm completely uneducated on, honestly, all of this because I had Cash my water broke naturally at the day before 39 weeks, and I had him on my 39 weeks, I think. And then Jalen, I was induced on the 23rd of March, and my due date was the 26th. And so I'd never had to get steroids for the baby's lungs before. And so, yeah, she gave me a shot in my butt for that. And then she was like, let me just give you, like, you're never going to sleep tonight if you don't get some Benadryl and Dilaudid in. She wanted to shoot me in my freaking other butt cheek, whatever. Okay, so I was like, no, like, my sister had a C-section 2 weeks before me. 2 weeks before I had Jalen, she had her son Wesley, and they gave her, I'm so sorry that it's so shaky, but anyway, they gave her Dilaudid. I think that's what it's called, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but they gave her that, and she was like more effed up than when she had morphine. Like, she was so unhappy. She was like sick. It did not make her feel good. And so I'm really bad about drugs. Like, I can't even like do a drug. Like, literally, when I smoked weed when I was younger, if I got too high, I would trip out. Like, so I just was like, I don't want to trip myself out or go into labor and be on this stuff that's gonna like make me feel like shit, and then I'm just like high on this stuff trying to like push a baby out. Like, no, I just was not having it. So they gave me like a really small dose of Benadryl and that in my other butt cheek, and then I was like able to kind of sleep, but I was on the monitor, so it was like hurting me to sleep, so I still didn't get that much sleep, but definitely better. And then when she gave me that shot, she also gave me the second pill for the contractions. They still didn't die down. They were still every 2 to 3 minutes apart. They were hard. They hurt really bad. And I couldn't get in the bath because I was on an IV, so it pissed me off, but it's fine. I'm always on an IV. Like, I love taking baths. It's what I do every single night. Like, if you know me, you know, like, I literally take a bath. I'll literally take a bath if you're, like, at my house and we're chilling. Like, it just doesn't even matter. If I want to take a bath, I take a bath. Josh, like, makes one for me every single night before bed. He puts Epsom salts and lights a candle and turns off the lights and, like, puts bubbles, and he's such a good boyfriend. So I just want to, like, take a bath, and I always want to take a bath when I'm in labor, but with Cash, I couldn't because I didn't even hurt that bad with Cash, so I, like, wasn't trying to take a bath in, like, the daytime, and then by the time it was nighttime, I got my epidural at 5 p.m., so I couldn't get in the bath after I got an epidural. And then with Jay, I automatically had to be on an IV, which means you can't get in the bath because I had group B strep, and so yeah, basically I don't ever get to get in the bath. So yeah, I didn't get to get in the bath this time either. I was just like kind of up all night, like texting Haley, and like I still didn't eat anything. I was like so pissed off about it. I think I finally was able to eat like chips and like juice after a while because I'm like, dude, I have nothing. I was so fucking hangry. It wasn't even funny. The contractions weren't dying down. I was still 2 to 3, and they hadn't checked my dilation this entire time. Like, my OB was not going to get there till the morning, and they didn't want to check this like on-call lady didn't want to check my dilation until he was there because she didn't want to like make things worse and make me go into labor, because when you get checked sometimes it can like help you dilate further. They hadn't checked me. Contractions didn't die down. Took the 3rd pill, and she's like, okay, like, if this 3rd pill doesn't work, then like we're gonna have to see about other options, whatever. So I took the 3rd pill, and I was still having contractions, but they were like kind of dying down, I think because my body was relaxed because I took that Benadryl stuff. That was nice, but I was feeling like so swollen and so messed up because I literally got poked so many times, my blood drawn so many times, like honestly just pure exhaustion. And the next day I had to pick up Cash in Portland, or the next night we were leaving at like 10 p.m. like to pick Cash up in Portland because that's when he was coming home. So I'm like, please don't go into labor because obviously I need to pick my son up. I was just like exhausted. Like finally I got some sleep and we woke up in the morning. I was able to eat, and then my contractions had died down enough to where they weren't like super worried. Like I was still having pretty bad contractions, but Egan came and checked me. Mind you that this whole time we still don't know why I'm bleeding. Like I wasn't bleeding heavily, but just like a little bit, and I hadn't had sex for like probably like 4 or 5 days. Like at this point I'm like a whale. It's so uncomfortable, and I just, you know, like it's not like I was like having intercourse and then I was like bleeding, because I know that your cervix can get like irritated. They still didn't tell me why. They still didn't know. Still to this day they never told me anything about bleeding, so apparently everything's fine. They checked like a placental abruption. I don't know if that's what it's called, but basically baby was fine and everything. We got an emergency ultrasound as well while we were there, and everything was fine. Still measuring 3 weeks ahead, and the baby's head's like right there ready, literally. Like as soon as I dilate it's gonna be over probably. Anyway, so yeah, so my doctor came in the morning and checked my dilation, and basically I hadn't dilated. I was only 1/2 centimeter. So he's like, there's really nothing we can do. Like I'm not going to induce you while you're 33 weeks, even though you're having contractions really badly. And I was just so swollen and like ready to go home at this point. I had so many bags of fluid pumped into me. Like I was hydrated. He just said to like watch it, and he wanted to give me the Rogam shot, which I do not vaccinate, as a lot of you know. Please don't try to educate me on the Rogam shot. I know I'm very well educated. A lot of people say it's not a vaccine, but anyway, basically he's totally okay with me not vaccinating myself while I'm pregnant, and he never says anything. He doesn't even ask me usually. Like he didn't ask me about whooping cough, the flu, nothing this time around. He just was like, it is what it is, like she's not vaccinating. So I didn't get vaccinated for anything else. And then he came in that morning, and he's like he is the happiest person you'd ever meet, and he's never been like an asshole to me or made me feel uncomfortable or anything. And I would never have a girl OB ever in my life. We're just gonna park for a second. He comes in and he's like, well, I don't know why you were bleeding, so I want to give you the Rogam. Like you're getting the Rogam. And I'm like, no, like I don't want the Rogam at all. Like I was not happy about it. Anyway, I ended up getting it because we don't know why I was bleeding, and that just like freaks me out. I'm so out of breath from talking. Got the Rogam, and he was like, you have to come back at 10 p.m. tonight and get the other shot of the steroids in my arm this time. So because it's like a double shot or whatever, I don't know. And so I went back at 10. They sent me home. Basically I slept like all day that day because I just was exhausted and so in pain. From my body was just so thrown off from everything they like did to me. And yeah, so basically that's just that. I went at 10 p.m. that night and got the rest of my shot. I got it in this arm, and it literally killed me. Like it was so much fluid. Josh was like cringing because he was watching it go into me, and it was just like I could hear it. It was just so bad. And then we drove to Portland that night, and it was like snowing, literally a blizzard. Literally a blizzard. We could not see the road. Haley handled it like a champ. Yeah, so that all happened, and yeah, everything was fine. I haven't really had a scare since then. I'm now 38 weeks, and I had an appointment last Monday, I think, and my doctor checked me, and I'm still 1/2 centimeter. He literally does not know how I'm still pregnant. Like, he tells me, he's like, basically what my issue is that I just don't like, my body doesn't like to dilate. With Cash, my water broke, and I was a 1, and I didn't even dilate to a 3 until 9 p.m. that night, and my water broke at 5 a.m. that morning, and my Pitocin didn't do shit for me until I got put back on it at 2 a.m. And so then I had him at 1:30 the next day. So like a total of like a day and a half, or like not that long, but a day and like whatever, you get it, like 30 something hours. And then with Jay, since I was induced, they just put me on Pitocin, and it took 6 hours, but I was only a 1 with Jalen at a couple of days before my due date too. So my body just doesn't like to dilate. He said if I was dilating, like I would be having this baby, but I'm just not. And I'm just so physically exhausted. My hands are starting to like get like really brittle. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's carpal tunnel, but it's really not. But like, I heard you can get carpal tunnel while you're pregnant, but I'm just saying, like, they are just so bad. It hurts so bad. I feel like I need a hand massage. What is going on? I just can't explain it. And they're just like swelling and fat, and I just can't deal with it. And my feet are swelling so bad. And I'm gonna go in tomorrow so they can check my blood pressure. I know I said that at the beginning because I just want to make sure everything's fine. I'm swelling so bad. I didn't swell this bad with the other two. And I just have like fire crotch, and if you know, you know. With that too, like literally feel like this baby's gonna fall out of me. It hurts so bad. I'm just like emotionally exhausted with it too. Like I just feel so bad for Josh because I'm so hard on him. He literally does everything for me. It's so hard. Like I can't do the dishes because my belly bumps it, and I'm just so exhausted. I can't do anything without losing breath. Like this is just the hardest thing of my life. Like do not get pregnant back to back. I'm serious. It's just like literally mentally and physically so draining. I know that I'm going to be tired when I have a newborn too, but it's just a different, newborn tired is just different. Like I'm going to have the physical ability to like have patience and like, I know that doesn't make sense, but just like be able to walk without like dying and stuff. Like it literally kills me. Like I feel like my pelvic bone, I feel like it's just going to like fall out or my stomach's going to rip. It's just so bad. I wouldn't even like post a belly picture because I'm just embarrassed with how big I am and how I feel. It's just like so bad. But anyway, I'm so excited to meet this baby, and I cannot wait to go into labor. I'm like, I have a couple more videos I want to film before I go into labor, so I'm going to actually try to bust some stuff out, and then we're going to try everything, literally everything. So just wanted to hop on and tell you guys that story because I actually get asked a lot about it, and I know I like mentioned some about it in the names we love but won't be using video. And so I just like wanted to tell the whole story, and this guy's just like sunbathing in the back of his truck, so that's just hilarious. But it's like so beautiful here today. I cannot wait to have this baby, and it's gonna be wonderful. I will keep you guys super updated on what's going on with that. I don't like where I have to park right now. Like this is irritating me. I'll get out and show you guys my car and my boyfriend's car. But yeah, I'm home now. I didn't get hair dye because we're gonna go to the park or something because it's literally so freaking nice outside. Josh is gonna be so pissed I didn't get him Dutch Bros, but it's okay. Where are my keys? I'm just so glad I actually didn't have the baby at 33 weeks because that just like makes me panicky. But I'm gonna show you guys the car. There's the back seat. It's probably kind of messy, and there's a third row, but you can't see it because it's down because we went grocery shopping. She already needs to be washed because we took her out to my parents. Look, you can see my belly. And it's like dirty at my parents', but look how pretty she is. I love her. And there's my boyfriend's. Let's go peep on what Josh is doing. He's just playing Fortnite and my kid's still sleeping. Babe, you're drinking a beer?
Yeah.
I'm playing Fortnite. Also, guys, look at these cute little Vans that Jay got for his first birthday. But look how cute they are. They're so small. I knew he was gonna be pissed. But they're so cute. I love them. He wears size 5s. He has little tiny fat feet, but they're so cute. I'm so excited to put them on him. We're gonna put them on him today. So we're sad because the Vans ended up being 2 left feet. But I just wanted to show you guys how good Hims is at walking.
What kind of Vans come with 2 left feet? 2 lefters.
He doesn't like anything on his hands, like the grass. Huh. This is his first time walking in the grass. Come here, JJ.
Stand up. No?
He doesn't want to touch it. It's so funny.
Oh, there you're gonna touch it.
He's like, wait, I can rip this?
What are you doing? Oh. Fall down. So we're just hanging out, pissed off.
He's smiling because he wants to go down.
Go ahead. Go run around.
So now we have to go buy new...
We gotta go buy a right foot.
Yeah.
A right foot van.
He walks much faster and runs much faster than this, but...
The grass is a little lumpy, so...
Yeah, he's confused. Jay! JJ! See you later, dude. Bubby, say thanks for watching. We see you soon.
Tell them bye. You know how to do bye now. Tell them bye. Say bye.
Say hopefully
Bye.
with the baby soon.